businesses and digital marketers. Number one, we're going to talk about YouTube and e-commerce options within YouTube videos. You want to hear about that one. Number two, local SEO. For example, why your roofing business would need local SEO, what that is, what it's about. Okay. And three, top 4 digital marketing mistakes that we see businesses making often. All right. So that's going to be the agenda for the day. Let's dive into that first one. And that is YouTube is testing the rollout of a new shopping feature. Okay, so we all know YouTube videos. We know it's the most used video platform out there. We know that it is a great source of SEO as well, to be found on your YouTube videos and to then get over to your website. We also know that's owned by Google, so that's important to pay attention to. And we want to take a look at a few things. Number one, obviously, e-commerce has continued to explode with 2020 and the pandemic. It really took a leap forward and just continues to take leaps and bounds. It was amazing that there was a statistic that in the first, was it 6 weeks of the pandemic, the number of e-commerce, the sales, total volume of e-commerce sales that happened online was equal like the previous 2 years before that. I mean, it was an incredible stat. So now, obviously, you can put up YouTube videos for free, and Google says we're testing a new way for people to discover and buy products on the YouTube platform easily. Creators will be able to add selected items to their videos. Okay, so it'll be part of that upload process there, and viewers will then see a list of the featured items when they click a shopping bag icon at the lower left corner of the video. From there, interested viewers can explore different product pages for more details and sales information. Okay, so why? Because why let Amazon have all the e-commerce shopping? Why just not be involved in that? And so there's the push to keep up. Amazon is leading the way, and I mean, even Walmart has changed their business model. They have kind of their own Prime type thing to move into this, but now this is moving into that social realm, and we've seen parlays into e-commerce with there's the shopping tab now on Instagram. Facebook has tried to do some options with that, but you're going to begin seeing this roll out more, and now YouTube. So if you're doing YouTube videos, this is going to be something that's not available to everybody yet. But this is what I want to alert you to, is just kind of be aware of that. As you're uploading YouTube videos in the back end, there's going to be that option now, or coming, to be able to tag some products, put some information in there, some links to where you should go, and they'll be able to do that shopping icon in the YouTube videos. All right, so that's number one. Our point number 2 today is local SEO. Local SEO differentiates from just traditional SEO. Because it's geared towards helping you come up in a specific local area. Okay, so let's just identify search engine optimization. That's what SEO is. Any tactics used to boost your site's rankings, particularly in Google search engine, because it has the dominant, 80% of all searches are done on Google. But local SEO is geared towards a city. So, if I need some work done on my roof, I'm going to say, the roofing company in Atlanta, right? If that's my location, and that's where it's getting local. So it's not just coming up for a roofing company, but you want to come up for a roofing company in your city. That's local SEO to be found for that. And why? Because appearing on the first page of Google results allows you to reach more customers, grow more leads. It's less than 1% of Google searches actually get to page 2. Take a look at that. Okay, doesn't happen. 1%. Everything's happening on page 1. You got to be there, and so local SEO helps you do that, kind of by optimizing to reach your target market. For what your service is in your area that you serve. Could be a city, could be multiple cities, that type of thing there. And so that helps improve your online visibility. Obviously, then that, the more you come up in search results, the more people can click on that, the more that you're going to generate leads, the more you should be able to close the sales. and it can be done pretty cost effectively. Local SEO. It's about stellar content, blog posts with those terms, optimizing it for that, for voice search, because people are doing this on their phone. They type in Google local roofing companies. Um, and there's things you can do with Google My Business page, so that you come up with your map in there as well. Those are the keys. And then when they come up to your map, if they see that, do you have positive reviews? We do that online review service as well. So some of those things are just important to take a look at. But that's what local SEO is. It's a niche within SEO, and it is geared towards your term you want to be found for, roofing company, and your location, a city. And then it's both your website and your Google Plus business page, not Google Plus, just Google business page. And why do you do that? Reviews matter. 81% of consumers state that they trust impacts their buying decisions. So the more 5 stars and more reviews you have, more positive reviews, the more that's going to help you. So that can be cost effective. Oftentimes you can need some help. How do we do that? That's the kind of thing digital agency like ours does, so we can help with that. But that's what local SEO is, and how are you coming up for that, for what you want to come up for, and your cities that you are serving there. Fourth thing is the top 4 digital marketing mistakes that we see businesses making. And number one, not creating their buyer persona. Buyer persona is that identification of who you're trying to reach. Okay, kind of coming back to the other example of the local roofing company. Well, that's a consumer, right? A home owner. So what's the target there? You think about your customers. Who is that person? If you're B2B, it can be a specific role. Okay, what is that business title that you are selling to? What are some demographics about them? Gender ratios, age ratios, and that type of thing. And people aren't doing this, not taking a look at who that is. They're just saying scattershot, and that's not helpful. So that's a mistake, is not identifying your buyer persona. And then number 2 is not having an online store, or not having easy access to that, not making it clear how they can get a hold of your product online, making that contactless point of view to you, the Zoom meeting setup, all those kind of things. Not following through in those pieces, just having information. It's time to get beyond just an informational website. It should a actionable website that takes action and gives people ways to interact with you right there, a chat feature on the site. Number 3 is not following up. So these are practical ways, is sending an email, sending a text message, contacting via phone. How can you follow up, not just with prospects, but with existing customers? Keep them in the loop, keep them in the know. Your existing customers are going to be a great base for ongoing business for you. So what do you do there? And lastly, not taking again, SEO seriously. We just talked about local SEO, but just SEO in general. What is your website doing? Are you analyzing that? How's it performing or not performing? And are you taking the steps? Are you taking a look at the content that's on there? That needs to be done, not just once, but it has to be done, because you should be adding content to your website on an ongoing basis. And so then you need to be taking a look at some of those metrics of where you're coming up, but putting forth the effort in every piece of content, every new page that goes up, every new blog post that goes up, to optimize that. The title, the meta description, the images, the having that keyword phrase in the first paragraph, in the last paragraph, having it enough times through. We use the Yoast SEO plugin. It helps us evaluate that on a simple stoplight. Is it green, is it yellow, or is it red basis, by evaluating the content. Are you doing that when you're posting new content on your website? So that's those 4 things we're seeing that people aren't doing enough, not taking it seriously. Again, we are all busy. But you got to take a look at important things that matter and make them happen, either by you doing them or you outsourcing them to have someone that knows what they're doing do them. Okay, but the those are the keys. And again, don't come and say, um, this whole web thing's not working for me, if you're not doing a number of these components, if you're not taking them seriously. That's like showing up for a race and running poorly, and then saying, hey, this running thing's not for me, and you didn't put in the training. Okay, that's from a runner perspective. All right, so those are the keys today. YouTube, e-commerce coming, being tested there, and local SEO. Are you taking a look at that? And then those top 4 mistakes that people are making with their digital marketing. Hopefully that was helpful. This was Live with Mike today. This was Mike, over and out. Take care.